Well, in an alternate universe, you have a track on Little Brother's The Get Back album that had work from Lil Wayne and mainstream people, but in this timeline, your song didn't make the deadline in time. What happens in instances like that?
Oh, I'm trying to remember the track that you're talking about. I mean, I've had so many records that I've been asked to be on. I was asked to be on what's the record Kanye came out with? Graduation. I was asked to be on Graduation to produce. I was asked to submit tracks to the Compton soundtrack. I was asked to submit tracks to Good Kid, Mad City. Um, Most of the times, it was just a unfortunate circumstance of whenever I was asked to produce something for a bigger artist, I was always on tour and I had no time to do it. That was pretty much it. Nothing else. I was like, oh man, I would love to do this, but I'm not going to be home for another 6 weeks. And that's it. It was really, really unfortunate.
But your happiness equation of music plus wealth minus celebrity equals you. Do you think subconsciously maybe you missed those deadlines because you knew those projects would boost your celebritism and shattered that equation?
Fuck no. I was literally gone and I couldn't produce the shit. Nah, nah. Fuck no. Like, nah, that's some sick shit. No. No. I have a therapist, but it's not for that reason.
So the beat that was supposed to go on Graduation, did you ever use it like on a personal project or sold it? Do you know what happens to those kind of things?
No, it wasn't a beat that was supposed to go on Graduation. It was what was his name? Who used to Plain Pat. Plain Pat was an A&R for Kanye. Pat was a big fan of my music, and Pat would hit me up for production for the record, and I just wasn't available. Literally, that's it. I was supposed to submit tracks for it, and I just didn't.
I mean, and then Dr. Dre and then Kendrick. Like, I guess these people, these A&Rs, just have their ears to the streets, and you just get on their radar. Maybe like the strategy of giving bigger artists beats for free, and then the word of mouth trickles down, and then you sell a beat to a lesser known artist based off the recognition and placement of a bigger artist. Maybe that pays off.
I'm sure that does. I've never had the time afforded to focus on shopping production to other artists. That's never really been my business model. My business model was to write, record a record in its entirety, release it, tour it, and license it, and reap the benefits of full ownership. And I found that more lucrative, and when looking at implicit and explicit costs, more valuable for me. If I had the extra time to make a surplus of the people to shop, I would. But that's also the other thing is when I work on a record, I don't produce a plethora of music. I work per record, so I never have any music left over. So that's one. A lot of people assume producers have a lot of beats. I don't. I usually have maybe one or two left over from a record when it's finished, but those one or two didn't make the record for a reason, so I wouldn't probably submit them to anyone else. So that's usually just what it is I never really have extra production laying around. The second issue is my personality type. To shop music, you have to be a bit more social. You need to meet people. You need to go out. You need to network. I'm terrible at doing those things. I'm very much turned off by a lot of like industry events, sitting on the metaphorical black leather couch in the studio. I like to work alone, so I don't really even have the personality type to be social to really shop beats. And I was very honest with myself from early on in my career.
So if you were in a studio with like Kanye, Pharrell, and all their entourages, that would probably just give you extreme anxiety. You probably wouldn't even be able to work as well as you could if you were alone.
Uh, it's not anxiety. It would give me just a headache. I don't suffer from anxiety, but I don't know any of these people, so I wouldn't assume that it would be this way. But from the times that I have been in environments like that, the yes men, too many cooks in the kitchen, the focus on the music becoming a product and that being one of the main motivations to create, it just doesn't really gel with me.